Hey everyone, I'm David Finz, and on this episode of the Cyber Insurance Imperative, the healthcare sector continues to grapple with the impact of the Change Healthcare cyber attack. This past week, evidence surfaced that the ransomware syndicate responsible for the attack had received a cryptocurrency payment equating to approximately $22 million. As of this recording, the company had declined to comment on whether it had made the purported payment, maintaining that its focus was on the ongoing investigation and recovery efforts. If Change did in fact make the payment, it would rank as one of the larger ones in the healthcare space in recent memory. And folks, there are no easy answers here. On the one hand, concerns that acceding to the threat actor's demands will only incentivize these sorts of attacks in the future are not unfounded. I am also mindful of the fact that even when a threat actor is not sanctioned by the government for supporting terrorism, these funds are going to support all sorts of nefarious activity. Against those factors, businesses must weigh the reality of seeing patients unable to have their prescriptions filled, doctors prevented from communicating with insurance companies, and hospitals unable to bill for their services and make payroll. People's lives and livelihoods are literally hanging in the balance in situations like this. I've always held that the payment of a ransom should be a last resort, and that I trust businesses to make those painful decisions in consultation with their counsel and with guidance from their incident response service providers. That position hasn't changed, but the recent revelation in the wake of the international enforcement sting against Lockbit that threat actors don't always delete their victims' data as promised can't be ignored either. This news is disappointing, but probably shouldn't come as a surprise to those of us advising clients around managing cyber risk. And it begs the question, what exactly is a business getting in exchange for their ransom payment? A decryption key only has value if you need it to resume operations. Ideally, if your data is encrypted at rest, it may be useless to the threat actors. I understand that isn't always practical, so more realistically, if you have immutable backups that are stored offline, you should be able to restore from them without a decryption key. Yes, it takes time to restore, and you may lose a few days' data that hadn't been backed up in time. But seven and eight-figure ransom payments can eat up insurance proceeds that you may need to handle the rest of the incident response. And you still run the risk of confidential information being posted on the dark web, because we never did have firm assurance that cyber criminals would play by the rules in the first place. One thing that I am certain of is this: banning ransom payments won't make the threat actors go away. It will just force business owners to violate the law when they feel as though they have no choice, potentially subjecting them to another layer of extortion by the threat actors who could potentially out them to stakeholders and law enforcement. The bottom line is, while you may not be able to stop every ransomware attack on your organization or your critical vendors, there are things that you can do to make your operations more resistant and more resilient. And the Alliant Cyber Vertical can help you with a thorough risk assessment so that you can determine what steps you need to take to improve your security posture and position your organization as a better risk in the eyes of the underwriters. Need to speak with one of our cyber risk consultants? Please don't hesitate to reach out. You can DM me on LinkedIn or email me at david.fins@alliant.com, and I'll be happy to put you in touch with our risk consulting team. See, here at Alliant, it's not just about insurance. It's about helping you discover